Alright everyone, how you doing? I'm Unruly and welcome back to Unruly Horror. This is what I bought this month for September 2023. I've actually got 4 films here and actually 3 of them are pretty new. 3 of them have came out this year, so that's pretty fun. I've seen all of them for once because I watched one last night, which I really wanted to watch. So yeah, I'm going to get started with a film I watched for the first time this year, and I loved it because I like musicals, I like zombies. What do you get if you combine them? Anna and the Apocalypse. This is such a good film. Yeah, musical with the zombie apocalypse. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. It's on Shudder, I think. Go on DVD. Yeah, it is on Shudder. That's where I watched it. Yeah, Shudder, fantastic horror site. Not sponsored, by the way. But yeah, I've watched over 100 horror films this year because of Shudder. And yeah, it's just a really great place to watch films that you might not be able to find DVDs of. So a zombie apocalypse threatens the sleepy town of Little Haven, focusing on Anna and her friends to fight, slash and sing their way to survival. Facing the undead in a desperate race to reach their loved ones, they soon discover that no one is safe in this new world. With civilization falling apart, Anna and her friends learn that the only people they can truly rely on are each other. I can't describe the film because you just watch it. It's a really good film. If you are a fan of horror in zombies, in musicals, camera's a bit off there, then I think you will like this. So yeah, it's also based on a short film made, I can't remember his name, made by someone who went big on Vine for the Ryan Reynolds Won't Eat His Cereal, who sadly died before this film could be made. So yeah, R.I.P. to him. Next up is the film I watched last night. Came out earlier this year, and if you watch the Double L show, the podcast I'm part of, we discussed it in our very first episode back in January. Megan. So I went into this film hearing a lot of things, and I heard the unrated version is better. Luckily, this came with the unrated version, so there. And yeah, it's definitely comical. She sings twice, and I don't know why. I don't know why the choice was made for this AI doll to sing, but yeah, whatever. It stars her who was in Get Out, and it stars the girl from Haunting of Hill House in Dr. Sleep as the girl Katie. And yeah, Megan, it's sort of everyone's fear of AI in one doll, where the AI becomes self-aware, starts to think for itself, won't take orders, and yet there's no explanation given for it. It's apart from Megan's learning. Yeah, it's really good. I liked it. I will say I liked it. I don't know what they're gonna do for a sequel, which is due 2025, I think. But yeah, I thought it was okay. The person who plays Megan, like as the doll, fantastic movements for a robot. Like, genuinely believed it was like the kind of stiff, sort of regimented movements. I would say watch it. I would say give it a watch. Make your own opinion up. Because yeah, people say, oh, this film's rubbish, this film's rubbish. But all in all, you're the only one to make your opinion. Don't let others give you an opinion that's not yours. So yeah, I would say watch that one. Next up is two franchises that I've been collecting, and one of them definitely is going to be completing the collection, and I've waited a while to complete this collection. It's Halloween Ends, the last Halloween film, I think. They killed him off. How are they going to bring him back? Unless it's a prequel, I wouldn't put them out from doing that. So yeah, this is the last in the updated trilogy, which started with Halloween 2018, followed by the bad Halloween Kills. And this one was just a bit better. You know, there was no one chanting "Evil dies tonight." Story was really focused on Michael Myers, which I thought was weird. It was mainly focused on, what you call him, the babysitter. It doesn't name him, just says when a young man is accused of killing a boy, he was babysitting. Yeah. It focuses on that, which I understand, like, it was an accident what happened, but the way the town made him a pariah and sort of isolated him, and with all the bullying and everything, you can see how easy someone can snap like that. Although there's a bit in the film where he goes to the sewer where Michael's hiding and takes his mask, and just thinking, that's Michael Myers, and you've just easy as that. No, Michael might have saved your life, but you know, come on, it's Michael Myers. He's part zombie, I think. Although his age did sort of show in this film. But yeah, it comes down to a final boss battle between Jamie and Michael, and eventually they kill him. Michael Myers, dead. Although what I will say is there's a good bit at the end which I thought was fitting, because, you know, Michael Myers, he got shot 8-9 times, survived. They want to make sure he's dead. So what it seems like the entire town, I thought there was someone there, what it seems like the entire town take his body in sort of a funeral procession to the junkyard, and they chuck him in a grinder to make sure he's dead, because let's be honest, that's probably the only way to actually confirm that he's dead. I didn't read the blurb for Megan, did I? I just remembered. I normally do that. So, Megan is a marvel of artificial intelligence, a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. Designed by Gemma, a brilliant roboticist, Megan can listen, watch, and learn as it plays the role of a friend, teacher, playmate, and protector. When Gemma becomes the unexpected carer of her 8-year-old niece, she decides to pair the girl with a Megan prototype, a decision that leads to unimaginable consequences. Back to Halloween Ends. The most acclaimed and revered horror franchise in film history reaches its epic, terrifying conclusionly. As Laurie Strode faces off for the last time against the embodiment of evil, Michael Myers. Michael hasn't been seen for 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills. Laurie lives with her granddaughter Allison and has chosen to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. When a young man is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, a cascade of violence and terror is ignited, with a final confrontation between Laurie and Michael, unlike any ever captured on screen. So yeah, I would say the film is, a 5-6 out of 10. And Halloween Kills is about a 3 or 4 out of 10. In Anna the Apocalypse, 10 out of 10. I loved it. But yeah, God, how many Halloween films is that? Hang on. because I've got all of them now, and it's sort of like, wow, I've got all the Halloween films. Yeah, Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween The Curse, I think number 6 is, H2O, Resurrection, Rob Zombie's Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. Wow. And I think for a few years ago, I only had like 4 Halloween films, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch all the Halloween films I have on Halloween. I think it would take us a few days to do that. Next up is a film that came out this year, and it's part of one of my favourite horror franchises ever, Scream 6. And I love it as well because I love the sleeves. I don't know what it is, it's something with the sleeves. The sleeves are awesome. So yeah, this is the second film in what I believe is going to be a trilogy of new films. Who says they're going to stop at 3? I don't know. It's Scream. They're only originally going to have 3 films. And then number 4 came out and I was like, oh, okay. And then of course Wes Craven died and I thought, yep, that's the end of the Scream franchise, but no. Radio Silence came in and was like, have a look at us, we're going to make it good. Make it good? Sorry. We're going to make a good sequel. I don't want to upset anyone by saying it wasn't good before, because the first film, ooh, let me tell you, I remember watching that for the first time and I remember loving every second of it. Because it is a fantastic film, Scream, the first one, 1996. I was a few months old when it came out. Am I getting mixed up? It did came out in December. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I remember watching like the trilogy, the first 3, because I got the box set when I was like at 13, I think, 12 or 13. Yeah, because I think there was a year or 2 after Scream 4 came out. And I was like, ooh, new Scream film, because I'd like just gone into Scream a year or 2 ago. So yeah, logic, am I right? But yeah, Scream 6 takes place in New York and doesn't have Sidney Prescott because obviously pay dispute and everything, and I really hope they do bring her back for Scream 7, because if it's going to be the last one, how are you going to have with it that without the fight, without the actual star of Scream, like, you know. But yeah, I thought this one was good. I liked how it was. Okay, so Scream 5, just called Scream, is sort of a rehash, should I say, of the first Scream for what happens in it, in where the final takes place. In what I rightly thought was going to happen was Scream 2, Scream 6 was going to be a rehash sort of Scream 2, college life. And where does this take place? College. So yeah, I was sort of right about that. So here's my thinking. How are they going to do the same for Scream 7? For Scream 3? How are they going to do that? Because they can't do this whole Hollywood thing. Or can they? It'd be interesting to see what they do for 7. Because if going by their logic, I trust Christopher Landon. I do trust him. He's made some really good films before, and it'll be interesting to see what he does there. Anyway, back to Scream 6. The 4 survivors from the most recent WhatIBrought Ghostface killings have moved to New York City for a new start, just as they begin to feel a sense of normalcy, if that's how you pronounce that word. I've never seen that word before. Normalcy. They receive that infamous call. Ghostface is more brutal and relentless than ever and will stop at nothing to hunt them down. Critics are saying Scream 6 is fresh, truly terrifying. That's it. Cool. I would say, on a scale out of 10, Scream 6, I would give it about a 7.5 out of 10. Because I liked it. I liked how it's a bit more tough, a bit more sort of, hard hitting, in the sense that Ghostface is brutal. The ending, I thought was like, okay, bit odd, but I could get behind it. It brings back obviously Kirby, good old Hayden Panettiere, who had a cameo in Scream 5. And yeah, that is what I bought this month for October. I'm going ahead of myself. September 2023. In a week's time. Today is the 24th. So about a week, I will be releasing my horror film breakdown. As I normally do, where I show you all my horror films. It's amazing to see how many it increases each year. Because if you go look back to my very first one in 2020, it was like 175. And I think now, 400, I think maybe. I'm not quite sure. I am running out of space. So next year's, 2024, I don't know what that's going to be about. But anyway, that is all for this video. If you like horror films and you like to see someone who collects them, like, subscribe, give a share. If you want to check out the Double L Show podcast I mentioned, go check out Visionette Media's channel. I will link the channel down below. Also, when you're there, if you like horror stories and you like British horror stories, we have a series on Visionette Media, narrated by myself and written by myself, where we talk about all sorts of horror stories from the UK. Examples are Enfield Poltergeist, The Ancient Ram Inn, local ones to us, such as Doxford Park, the Marsden Grotto in South Shields, the latest one, which was released on Friday, last gone, was the Overton Bridge in Scotland, also known as the Dog Suicide Bridge. And we are releasing one final one for this series next Friday. Well, I say it's the final one. I think we're going to be doing 10 a series. And anyway, check it out next Friday. I will link everything down below. Have a nice day.